This
yeah.
music means it's time for MG's Power Rankings, a daily top 5 list that can be about absolutely anything. Wild Panther, what have you got for us this morning, brother?
Well, staying with the rugby league theme, June 8 is the first Origin, and that's about 50 days away. So these 5 players I'm about to mention have done their chances of playing for New South Wales no harm after 6 rounds of the NRL.
Let's do it.
5,
Look, a shining light for the Warriors this year's been a young 22-year-old called Josh Curran.
Nicarima, long pass back to the centre. Curran.
Oh, that's too easy.
He goes. I wouldn't be surprised if some obstruction here.
there
That was
must
just
be
too
an
easy.
obstruction.
Curran try, says referee Smith.
Yeah, it's been good. Been very good, the young kid. Number 4, this guy has roared into contention in the last couple of weeks, and with Latrell being out, is the front runner to get that left centre berth. I speak of Katoni Staggs.
Adam Reynolds with the grubber through. Katoni Staggs is there. Katoni scores this one without any problems. Good try. He's been one of the Broncos' best.
Mate, he was so good for the Broncos against the Roosters a couple of weeks back. He was the reason they were that close. I mean, that was they gave him a fright. He
And
was
cool
very-
name. Cool name. Like, what's your name? Staggs. Katoni Staggs.
Katoni
Staggs.
Staggs.
Pretty cool, yeah.
It's better than Bond.
3,
Hamoli Olakauatu. He's a massive beast. He's in fantastic form for Manly. He's big, he's strong, he's skillful, and he's knocking on the door of State of Origin.
Lawton to the right to Walker. Rolls it a kick to Big.
Oh,
they
he
would
got there.
believe it. Olakauatu has hauled that in. It stopped. And Hamole Olakauatu, when it looked like it was going over the back, has scored.
Gorgeous.
Another good name. Number 2, he's been fantastic this year. He's such a really good player for the Cronulla Sharks, part of their resurgence. And I suppose pushing for the number 14 position in New South Wales is a lot of players. Jack Whiten and this guy, Nico Hines.
He got it! Hines the hero! Cronulla the victor! They are celebrating like it's a grand final!
And Pagey reckons he's the best looking man in rugby league.
Gorgeous.
And guess what?
Gorgeous,
you two,
isn't he?
You're like a bunch of old single mothers here in the ad breaks when you don't think anyone's listening. You go, he's the best looking man in rugby league. MG goes until he shaves his head.
We love his hair.
Well, he's got Tarzan locks, and that kind of makes him, even more alluring.
Hey, speaking of great hair,
1,
Look, he's done everything he can, this guy, to get a New South Wales berth this year. He's the number 1 point scorer in the competition with 79. He's scored the most tries with 8. He's leading the Dally M. I speak of Pappy, Ryan Pappenhausen.
Inside Pappenhausen away into the backfield. Yes, that's 4. And he might be done. He decided as soon as he took that, he was scoring. Bugger giving it to someone else. He just wrong-footed the fullback and plants it under the post.
so the question, MG, though, would Pappy replace Teddy at number 1, or would Teddy still be number 1 and they find somewhere else for Pappy to slot
No,
in?
Teddy's the captain of New South Wales, and he'll be fullback, barring touch wood injury, or his form's always thereabouts. Oh, look, on form, I said this a couple of weeks ago, if you're picking a team purely on form, Pappenhausen has to be number 1, but not when you win a series, and Freddie sticks and to the guys who have been loyal to him, and Teddy's one of them. Look, again, the number 14 berth, Pagey, if Pappenhausen, I suppose his size is against him for coming on as a hooker or a lock, where Nico Hines could do that, Jack Whiten could do that, but Pappenhausen's form has been irresistible. I'd love to see him in a blue jersey.
Imagine if Nico Hines and Pappenhausen get selected for New South Wales. He'll be furious watching the game as old men. Get a haircut. Look at them, they look like bloody girls. Hey?
Hot girls.
G's Power Rankings.